I'm originally from Southern California. My father was a minister and a Marine. Yeah, so I had a really happy childhood. My dad used to come in my room at bedtime and be like, Brian, did you say your prayers tonight? I'd be like, yeah, Dad, I said my prayers. Good. Because sometimes death comes like a thief in the night. Sweet dreams, bud. So yeah, I am an alcoholic. I'm a recovering alcoholic, actually. I had to quit drinking, you know? I was that guy. You know the guy like you don't invite to your dinner party because he might grab somebody's boob? Like while they're breastfeeding, you know? Yeah. I finally, one day I woke up. This is going to be really dark, but it gets better. I woke up in the park at 5 in the morning next to a homeless guy who was drinking a beer. And he said, man, if I was as fucked up as you were last night, I'd quit. I was like, okay, time to go to Alcoholics Anonymous. Alcoholics Anonymous is amazing, you know? It's just a bunch of people sitting around going, my life is so much better now that I quit drinking. I'm so happy. Yeah, that homeless guy. The homeless people here are different than where, like in Europe, they look kind of like nice actually. Like, you know, like well taken. They don't look that bad. They barely look like worse than me, you know? But like, you know, in here in this country, they do this. You know, like super humble. I'm from LA. One time I gave a homeless guy a bucket of chicken and he goes, dude, I'm a vegan. You're a murderer, you know. It's like, I'd like to say right now I'm also a vegan, but just in the sense that like Stalin was technically a Christian. Yeah, you know, I mean, like I feel like I think it's great to be vegan, but it's super strict, you know. Like when you're a Christian, you can mess up and you say you're sorry and you're still a Christian, but if you're a vegan and you have one piece of meat, all of a sudden you're not vegan anymore. I'm just saying, I think a lot more people would be vegan if you could eat meat. Just saying. I go home to America sometimes. My parents are getting older. You know, they're at that age like they're changing. You know, every time I go home to visit my mom, she's in a smaller house. You know, she moved her bedroom down to the basement. What is that? It's like she's getting ready, you know. What? It's a comedy show. I might be joking, you guys. Don't say that. No, my mom says weird stuff now, you know, like really weird stuff, like we're gardening. Nobody's saying anything. It's this beautiful, bright, sunny day. And suddenly she goes, Brian, you know those 2 little girls that got kidnapped? They found them beheaded. I'm like, God, that's horrible. She's like, that's what you get. I don't know what it means either. My dad's at that age where there's no simple questions and a simple answer, you know? Every answer is a 5-minute answer. Dad, do we have any milk? Well, that's the thing. We had some, you know, I mean, I remember, you remember when your mom was cheating on me? I didn't know if it was her, and I don't even know if you're my son, actually. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, Donald Trump was sent by Jesus, Brian. So that's a no on the milk, then? Yeah, strange. I don't know. You know what's cool about living here is I've changed living here. Like in America, you know, we're kind of superficial. We're kind of like fake, you know. Like a real conversation we have every day in America is, hey, man, how's it going? Good, man. How are you? Great. Awesome. Like that's typical conversation. Like my whole life with my dad, that's the only conversation we ever had. Hey, bud, how you doing? Good, Dad. How are you? Great. But here I've realized I'm depressed. Like in Europe, you can be depressed. It's okay. It's amazing. And I'm really depressed. Like I'm so depressed, I was watching a documentary on serial killers the other day. And halfway through, I started feeling lazy. I was like, they're like, Ted Bundy killed 34 people. And I'm like, oh, man. I never even killed one. I mean, unless you count my high school girlfriend's abortion, But I feel like I was more of just an accomplice there, I paid for it, but I wasn't in the room. It doesn't count. No, I get really depressed, That's not funny. I'm not going to talk about that. You guys can't handle it. It's too dark for you. No, Brian, talk about it.
We can. Say it.
I'll say your lines too, you guys. No, you know what really depresses me is being on Facebook, and when I see people wish their friends happy birthday. That is the most depressing thing you'll ever see. Happy birthday, Carl. The world is so much better with you in it. Really, the whole world is better because of a retired accountant from Florida, Like children in Somalia. Like, you guys, hey, look, I know we don't have any food, but check this out. I hear Carl still does accounting part-time. Right? Sometimes people die on Facebook. I mean, they die in real life, but there's like one of those death notices. Have you seen those things? It's crazy. Like when someone dies and they're kind of young, they never say what it is. So I'm always like, drugs, And then people like say all this nice stuff underneath that's not true because you knew them, and you're like, oh, please. He was such a sweet guy. He did this nice thing for me that nice time, Just sometimes I wish people would like say the real stuff. Don't you wish people would write the real stuff that really happened? Like I remember when I first met Carl, it was at an orgy in Dubai. We were all taking turns peeing on him. And he still couldn't get hard. Well, I guess he's pretty stiff now. Anyway, rest in peace. Actually, you know what, you guys? Rest in piss. It's what he would have wanted, you guys. People put their pictures with their kids, They have like those pictures with their kids, and the profile pic, that's the worst, like on social media. The kid looks miserable, looks like he was kidnapped, I feel like everybody feels like they have to have kids. You guys, you don't have to have kids. I don't have kids. Look how happy I am. I feel like we're so sentimental about our kids these days, These are my boys, Timmy and Tommy. They're my pride and joy. I want to go back to the days where kids were like workers. Like 150 years ago, you would go to your farm. Hey, are these your kids? Yeah, these are my kids. Hey, you got time to lean, you got time to clean. Back to work. You know what I read too? In medieval times, people didn't even name their kids until they were sure they were going to live. That's completely true. So I started imagining this conversation. It's like, Father, what's my name? Let's give it a year. But my friend William has a proper name. I know, but William's skin is a normal-looking color. All right, you guys, I have to wrap it up here. I'm not going to wrap it up on that dark note. I'm going to talk about something happy. It's going to be hard for me, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try to find something happy. Oh, I know. Porn. Okay, this is something I noticed lately. People like are really sex positive these days, and people like to say like, I watch porn. I watch porn. They just put it out there. I watch porn. But is that really what they do? Like, who just watches porn? And how creepy would that be? If you came home one day and just found your roommate watching porn. Oh, hey, man, what's up? Yeah. This is my favorite scene. I just keep watching it over and over again. Come join me. You'd be like, how has this guy not slit my throat yet? Okay, wow, I really can't end it there, you guys. But my time is, I think I am going to end it there. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.